go ahead and open up with a statement, and then we'll have questions from Mark.
Okay. Mark asked on the phone this week whether or not this was a dangerous game, and I said it was, for all those reasons. Saturday's game was massively disappointing, and I guess we're still waiting to see something, but at this point, it's a massive disappointment on Saturday. And then there was a big concern because we expended so much energy. And then, of course, we find out after the game that we lost Daniel. And so, you kind of put all those things together, and we didn't come out playing the way we needed to play. And they let us build out of the back, and we missed a lot of passes. We didn't play well out of the back. And so even if you're not playing well, as long as we defend the box and take care of the set pieces, then it's okay. You can play bad for a half and still find a way to win a game. And we literally, by my estimation, even the third goal, all 4 goals came off of a dead ball. So there was a free kick. We headed it out. The guy took the shot. Obviously, the first goal was off the corner kick. And then the third goal was a free kick 30 yards out. All he did was play it short and keep his run going. And so that's also defending set pieces. And we didn't do that. And then the fourth goal, of course, obviously, in general, Tetuan, did he head it out of his hands? Maybe. But the bottom line is, that's a punch, inside of 6. And so it's a combination of a mistake here, a mistake there, a mistake this. And in the end, a team that's only got 8 goals this year ends up getting 4. And, I wish I had more options in the back at this point, but we don't. We have to have the players that are in there right now play better.
That being said, down 2-0, your team responded. They showed they had some fight. They did make mistakes, as you said. Were you encouraged by the fact they didn't give up tonight? Twice coming back.
Sure. That's, if you want to look at, silver lining. I'm not into silver lining victories. I'm actually being really nice in terms of, not necessarily burying the guys. But, individually we had, I thought, 2 or 3 players who played well. But collectively in the back and our defending was basically really shockingly poor, and consequently we let them into a lot of things, and we gave them some opportunities. But as I said, against a team like that, if you just defend the box, you're okay. And that, by the way, that's been one of our strong points this year. We had gone into the UCLA game. That was a free kick, but basically we had not given up a goal on a set piece this year. And so next thing you know, kind of the wheels start to fall off a little bit. I did feel that if we had, if we had, again, there's 2 or 3 players that, are available to us. They're just not in those positions right now. And so consequently, in a game like tonight, you might have gone with 3 different players. Just to give it a different look, a different energy about the game, and I just didn't feel like we had those players available tonight.
The fact that Saturday's game went into overtime, and it was such a physically, you expended yourself a lot physically and emotionally in that match. It seemed like a lot happened against you in the last, and actually for you a little bit, but in the last couple of minutes. Were you out of gas a little bit?
Yeah.
At the end of this?
Yeah, and unfortunately, I tried to make my subs in the first half, and the reality is I didn't think the players that came off the bench gave me much of a lift. So we went back to the starters, and our starters, responded and threw it all out in the field and fought to get the goals, and again, they gave me what they had, and unfortunately, there's just an element of being really, really smart and disciplined on the field. And as you get tired, as you kind of start to lose your head a little bit, you just make mistakes. And, the comment was, okay, so we finally get the goal 3-3. Well, let's just take that thing into overtime. You know, let's just come back in. We got 20 minutes to go get the fourth goal. We know we're running the table on these guys now. We just picked up the third goal with momentum's on our side, and our players just kept running. And so now all of a sudden the game's completely stretched, and it's kind of one of those games where, you know, they get it, you get it, they get it, and someone's going to score when we didn't need to go to that with, you know, 5 minutes, 6 minutes left after Nick scored. We just needed to get back into overtime. You know, just get into the, you know, let's make some adjustments, let's fix things, let's calm down, let's take a deep breath. So I was trying to get our guys back, and we didn't. We just didn't get back. You know, it was not a very disciplined, you know, last 6 minutes of the game, and consequently, you know, you get the corner kick, and you know, things happen.
A couple years ago, you guys were 4-4 after a Loyola Marymount game, if I remember correctly, and then you ended up going undefeated in the Big West. Obviously, you'd like to repeat that. I mean, is that obviously this team's got a lot of potential. Can you ever repeat of that? Do you think with this group?
My answer is, and I haven't changed with this group, and that is that the plan for this group is that we're in some sort of playoff game that puts us somewhere that might end up on TV, and it's 2-2, and maybe the snow is falling, and we get the goal to win the game 3-2 and go somewhere. So that's my vision of this group. Do I think they can go 10-0 in conference? Yeah, absolutely. Are we going to get the 10-0 in conference by giving up 4 goals to Loyola? No. So on one hand, there's plenty of talent there to go 10-0 in conference and do great things. At the same time, if we're not able to address the fact that we just gave up 4 goals, then you know, trust me, Berkeley's got plenty of firepower up the field. So we do. We have to go back as a group collectively and start taking some things apart. And again, maybe I don't say it's wholesale changes in terms of personnel. The biggest issue for us is gotten us out of a game tonight, and they weren't available, and this was a tired group coming off of Saturday. And as I said, some of the players I brought in, especially in the first half, you know, I didn't think they gave me what we needed. Thank you.